and welcome to another $4 review. Today we'll be reviewing Evangelion 2.22, You Cannot Advance, also known as Evangelion Shin Gekijoban Ha.
A movie.
Now,
the first movie review.
Yeah, the first one. Now, before we go into Evangelion, the movie, we'll just give you a brief background of how it all got started. Originally started as Neon Genesis Evangelion Shinseki Seki Evangelion, back originally aired October 4th, 1995. It was a full season anime, 26 episodes, created by Hideki Anno with Studio Gainax, doing the animation and all that crap. It then went on to become, after the series ended, it did get two initial movies, Death and Rebirth, End of Evangelion. A manga series ran alongside it, which hasn't ended yet. It's still going on. It then got a lot of video games, merchandising.
Connie's a fanboy. You can't hear whispers.
You can probably hear it. It then went on a live action movie from the English or the North American
Voice
companies.
Companies.
ADV, who originally did the series, dubbed the series. They proposed a movie and
deficit disorder.
No, ADV Films.
V.
They live action movie is, hell, I actually have no idea where it's at right now. I've heard that a studio has been named, but besides that, it's like nothing. So I'm not sure. And then we have the tetralogy of movies known as the rebuild of Evangelion. Yes,
Four? Oh, okay. Triology.
Now, the plot of Evangelion rebuild and the series generally starts off is generally the same. You have these monsters known as angels who have they come to Earth to for unknown purpose, and it's up to this organization under the control of the UN to stop them. They
Tentacle
house
monsters?
Yes, actually.
Really?
Yes.
I was just screwing around.
And their weapon to fight these angels are called the Evangelions, which are piloted by children.
Teens. Children?
They say child a lot because I don't think the Japanese have a term for teenager.
Oh.
So yeah, and that's just how the plot of Evangelion, at least initially, goes. The story is character driven. This is a very character driven anime.
The mechs are just there for fun.
Yeah.
They're not really mechs, but
a lot of people tend to think, like Drixie before, correct? That this is a mech anime. This is not a mech anime. This is a psychodrama anime. The mech parts is only a
plot
side,
progression.
Yeah, plot progression towards the actual overall story. Drix, since you're a newcomer to Evangelion, what were your initial thoughts?
Of both the series and the movie? Or just the movie?
The series. We'll go with the series.
Well, first I picked it up because I really did think it was a mech anime, and I really liked the design of the mechs because they look cool. But after watching a few episodes, it kind of turned me off because the way that this psychological drama is set, the characters are they just have no qualities other than their textbook psychological problems, and that's what really turned me off about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we're now gonna go into the studio that's doing the rebuild of Evangelion is actually Studio Kara. Originally came from Studio Gainax. Studio Kara is headed by Hideki Anno, who created Evangelion, and he took some of the dudes from Gainax, and then they started doing the rebuild, which is their only product so far. Evangelion 2.2,
That being
2.0.
The quality is very good. Go on.
Because the movies came out in 07, so the technology's there.
Okay.
The movie originally came out June 27, 2009. It was directed by Hideki Anno, who is the chief director. The other directors are Masayuki and Kazuya Tsurumaki. Music is done by Shiro Sagisu, who also did the music for the original TV series and movies, the old movies. And character designs are by Yoshiyuki Sadamoto, who is also in charge of the manga currently. Now the characters of Evangelion, originally from the TV series, a lot of these characters, practically 95% of these characters were personification?
Yes, personification.
Personification of textbook psychological disorders. And but in the rebuild movies, they're more, I guess you could say, humanized. They're more humanized in the movies. We'll start off with the children of Nerve, which is Shinji Ikari, who is voiced by Megumi Ogata. English dub is Spike Spencer. You got Asuka Langley Shikanami, who is voiced by Yuko Miyamura, and English dub is Tiffany Grant. And Rei Ayanami, who is voiced by Megumi Hayashibara, and whose English dub is Brianna Palencia. So Drix, what can you tell us about these characters? We'll go one at a time.
Okay. The main character Shinji in the series was the main reason I stopped watching the series. That's mostly because he has so many deep-seated issues with himself and his like daddy issues, and it really turned me off that was the key point of the series. This was when I first started watching anime, when I was a little more immature and I wanted just more fucking blowing shit up.
Okay.
That being said, in the movie, they really toned that down a little bit.
I would say they went into a different direction, but it's still there.
Yeah. So, different, okay. They toned it down and replaced it with, gave him more likable qualities, more, less qualities that impose self-loathing and our sympathies, and more qualities that make him likable as a main character, and that's towards watchers and the cast and supporting cast.
Asuka.
Asuka has like she's a narcissist. She's very confident in herself.
In the original series, she was a narcissist.
Okay. In the movie, she comes off as overly confident, where she would tell herself and tell the others that she can do it alone. She can go alone, but you later find out that that's just more for her own benefit, and she's a bitch. She's a bitch, but you know that little. She's tsundere.
We'll go on to that later.
Okay. She has tsundere qualities that make her very attractive and lovable. And the last main character, or the last child character, Rei, has She's more reserved, where she keeps to herself more than the others. Like the main character Shinji would try to interact with her at the beginning of the movie, and she would give reserved, not like an answer that answers the question, but it makes it seem like she's not interested in the conversation at all. Voice actor wise, I guess the main character, spot on. Asuka's spot on, and Ray, to me, Ray just the English voice actress just in the I can understand at the end where she actually gets more of a personality, but in the beginning she exhibited a little too much personality in the beginning, where she was still kind of detached from the other characters.
Okay.
Fly me to the